Let's turn our attention to a bit of boxing, shall we? Tyson Fury's dad, John, came off the worst after a violent confrontation with a member of Alexander Usyk's camp earlier today. If you haven't seen it, basically John headbutts him and ends up with blood pouring down his own face. It's just utterly horrific. Let's get more on this now with a man that will spend the weekend in Saudi Arabia, head of Tyson Fury's huge fight with Alexander Usyk this weekend. Former two-weight champion of the world, our mate, the legend that is Carl Frampton. Hello, Carl, how are you?
How you doing, boys?
We're good, we're very well. Are you all right? You well?
Yeah, can't complain. Life's good, mate.
When did you get there? When did you land?
Oh, well, I'm in the house. I'm not out there yet. I go on Wednesday.
Oh, fine. Okay, all right. Well, we can see you.
Looking sharp, isn't he?
You're looking great. I like the design at the back. What room are we currently in your house? It looks like some kind of library.
It's my kitchen. It's a little wee snug where I have my coffee in the morning.
I like it. Looks nice. Very expensive. Nice. Right, listen, before we talk about the fight of the weekend, let's talk about this. I was going to say altercation. It wasn't. It was an attack. I mean, it's quite horrific. When I heard about it before I saw it, and then I saw it, and the story that I was told did it no justice. It's absolutely disgusting, the fact that John Fury just goes for this fella, nuts him in the face, turns around. I can't really see what happens to the fella. You can tell us more. And then the camera pans to John, and out of his forehead, he's obviously got a massive split, a massive gash there, and blood is just pouring down his own face. Tell us when this happened, who the fella was involved, how he is, and has there been any repercussions since?
I mean, I've no idea. I've seen exactly what you've seen. Like in the last couple of hours, and obviously a bit of an altercation, and then John's head butted this guy, and he's got a cut in his head. So I don't know what happened in the lead up to it, what caused it. But what I will say is, I mean, just all this kind of chaos and things that are going on, it's not doing. Well, certainly it won't be like Tyson Fury's getting ready for the biggest fight of his life, and this stuff's going on in the background. It's just a probably something that's going to annoy him a little bit.
Carl, let me ask you a question then, because you're right. He's been involved in some big fights, Tyson Fury, right? And you said it's the biggest of his career, which it is for the Undisputed. But do you think he's used to the antics, and it's just one of those where he's like, you know what? It's just my dad. My dad will do what he does, or do you think he's a little bit like, come on, like I don't need this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you would have to ask him himself, but I think he probably doesn't need it. But I mean, in the same sentence, like mentally, he's a very tough guy as well. So although there's a chance that it'll be something that annoys him and angers him a little bit that stuff like this is happening, you know, his dad's his own man, and he can't really control his dad, and Tyson will just get on with it, I'm sure.
Carl, you've got, as I would call, floating voters, people that will go into this fight at the weekend thinking, I don't know, I want to win this. And then you see something like this, and you think, do you know what? That's put me right off the Fury camp. You know, I hope he loses. Do you think that kind of thing does count for anything? That if your dad or a member of your team acts in a bad way and gives you negative press, it can count towards you or not? I mean, people are still going to watch the fight and pay the money to see you lose if that's how they feel, right?
Yeah, look, I don't think anyone's not going to watch the fight now because of what Big John has done. But certainly there will be people now who may have been sitting on the fence in terms of who they thought was going to win or who they wanted to win, and now they possibly don't want Fury to win. But again, that's something that I think that won't really upset Tyson too much himself. But I get that completely. There's definitely going to be people who are saying that, but it's not a reflection on Tyson. Tyson hasn't done anything here. This is what John has done.
You know John, right? You've had an altercation with him before.
Well, yeah.
Do you want to tell us a bit more?
No, I mean I just had an opinion on it was Jake Paul and Tommy Fury when they were talking about fighting, and I kind of. I picked Jake Paul to win the fight. Didn't really say it with any I didn't say it with any confidence. I wasn't sure who was going to win the fight, but I thought they were at similar sort of level of each other, and I just kind of fancied Jake Paul, and that was all I said. And John took offense to it and grabbed me one day, and he wasn't very happy.
When you say grabbed you, what? Well, he put his hands on you.
Oh, he grabbed me. There's footage of it all over YouTube. I mean, I was petrified, and it looks stupid because like my eyes are looking at his belly button. You know what I mean? He's that much bigger than me. And I didn't actually look when you watch the footage back. I actually come away from it looking okay because I kind of tried to stand up for myself, but deep down, like I was I was shaking, and I've came out of it looking like I'm a little bit tougher than I am.
Well, I mean, we know you're pretty tough anyway, right?
It sounds mad that a boxer.
John's a big guy. John's a big man.
I know. I find you're former world champion of the world.
Doesn't matter, Bandy. He's there's weight divisions for a reason. You know what I mean?
If they set up that fight, would you go for it?
What, me and John? Not a chance. You're mental. No way.
Listen, let's briefly talk about the fight of the weekend. I mean, every time you speak to someone about it, their mind changes. My mind changes as well. I was listening to the boxing show over the weekend with Adam Cattrall and Gareth A. Davis. Gareth is convinced it's going to be a draw. He even says, I know it's going to be a draw. And then, of course, that sets up the rematch, presumably in October time. How do you see it going?
I mean, a draw is not a bad shout from Gareth. I think you can make an argument definitely for both guys, and there's a chance that it'll be that close that there could be a draw on the card. But I've been picking Fury the whole way through, and my mind hasn't really changed. And I think the shape that we're seeing Tyson in, looking lean, I think he's going to be aggressive. He's going to be on the front foot, and I think that's how he wins the fight.
I mean, what's Usyk going to have to do? Because we saw against Dubois. Now, I don't know how hurt he was, Usyk, but he stayed down he milked it a bit, which I get. But if he's going to win the fight, how is he going to beat Tyson Fury?
Movement. He has to move, and he has to pot shot from a distance. Once Tyson gets close, he's going to hold him and try and manhandle him and put his weight on him, and it'll sap the energy out of Usyk. But I love Usyk. I love everything about him, but I just think if you add all their attributes together and then add in the fact Tyson's size and weight advantage, I think that's just going to be enough for Tyson.
Okay. Carl, listen, thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure. I know I keep saying it. When you're coming in, when we're going out drinking whiskey.
Well, I need to do it soon, don't we? So
yeah, you do.
Soon, boys.
All right. The last thing you want to do is turn the radio on, and here we've got John Fury in the studio. We're just taking your place.
I know. Well, listen. See, you asked me, do you want to come on and talk about Fury and Usyk? And I said yes. And then the first question was about John Fury. If you'd have told me that, I wouldn't have come on.
Is that what I put? Is that what I put? I can only apologise. Any excuse to get you in. We love you. So, thanks so much. When do you fly out?
Wednesday morning.
All right. Have a safe flight. Enjoy the fight, and we'll talk to you in a bit, Carl.
Thanks, boys.
Nice one, boss.
There you go. The legend is Carl Frampton. He's brilliant. We're so lucky we've got him. Do you want to come on? I'd love to. He's so brilliant.
So it surprised me though. I know that he said about weight classes, but he is former world champion. Do you know what I mean?
Who would your money be on him, John?
Well, he's got the movement. He's sharp, and
That's what I'm thinking.
Little pop shots he spoke about.
Surely it don't matter the size of you. If you've got that experience,
especially that quick.
It would be like what's his name, Rocky against Thunder Lips, Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that'd be great.